Alright, so the Square Enix presentation just ended a little bit ago. I have some things to say about it. There are some things shown. So they started off with a very, very, very extended look at the Guardians of the Galaxy game, helmed by Eidos Montreal. I will say, compared to the Avengers game that came out last year, this one actually looks pretty good. Looks like this is where all the polish went. Like, I do want to pick this one up. It comes out October 22nd, I believe, or sometime in October. But no, it looks pretty good. Like, it's got a little bit of some Telltale stuff in there with, like, being able to choose different choices and how it's going to affect the story. It's got a little bit of some DMC where as you're doing combat, it fills up a little bar on the side with a little word on the top. And even in the characterization of like the characters here, like it all seems pretty good. So honestly, looking forward to this game. It's probably gonna be pretty good. It's a far cry from the last Marvel game that they did. And speaking of that game, man, where's Spider-Man at? Wait, I don't know. We'll get to that later on. So like I said, they did a really extended look. It was like 20 or so minutes of this game. I kind of looked at it as like a course correction, because when they first showed off that Avengers game, they barely showed anything. They showed like a barely minute-long trailer. All the gameplay was behind closed doors. So this is like, I feel like they had to correct the course. Like, all right, let's show a lot of gameplay so people get a good feel of how this game plays and everything else in between. Like I said, extended look. It went on for a good minute. It's coming out soon. And we got the announcement that I was kind of expecting was coming, and it's been rumored. So, Final Fantasy Pixel Collection. I have the actual name right here. The Pixel Remaster. Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All fully remastered. Apparently, they're pixel perfect remasters of the original games. I'm very excited. Now, it is unfortunate it's only coming to Steam and mobile, but you know what? I'm still happy I can play these games in some form. Like, I want to play the original version of Final Fantasy 2 and 3. I'm looking forward to that. Legend of Mana, it's coming out pretty soon. Just showed a little bit more of that game. And they talked about Marvel's Avengers. Remember this game? And yeah, Spider-Man, he still is not. He's still not in this game. They haven't showed him yet for some reason. Because they were talking about launch. Like, yeah, PlayStation, you guys are gonna get Spider-Man in the game. Still no sign yet. I don't know what they're waiting on, but we still have no Spider-Man yet. I will say, of all the sections they showed from this, the Black Panther one, the War for Wakanda one, this one actually kind of looks dope. I was like, all right, I like this one. Is it going to get me to buy the game? No, but it does look good. Then went into their mobile games. A lot of the Final Fantasy mobile games that are out there getting some stuff here. So like Brave Exvius is getting some like little expansions here and there for that. Just little events coming. If you join now, you get some characters. They showed off this Final Fantasy VII like shooting game. It's like, all right. It's for mobile. Final Fantasy VII, the First Soldier. It's really funny. The Nier mobile game. I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna skip ahead a bit. Oh, I skipped ahead too far. Too far. Like I said in all these recaps, a bootleg setup. But yet there's a Nier mobile game. It looks pretty cool. So then they went into Babylon's Fall. This is a game they showed off quite a few years back. I remember they showed it, I think, in 2019. Finally saw gameplay. Looks good. I do like what I'm seeing. Looks like a little bit of a slower paced platinum game, but it looks like it's probably going to be pretty fun. I was a bit concerned because they said it's going to be a live service game. So that kind of had me a little concerned. So I'm gonna hold back a little bit on it, but it still looks good. I do like what I'm seeing from Babylon's Fall. But I knew, it's like, you know what? It's Platinum Games. Like, they're great. They're great, so it's probably going to be good. Life is Strange, the original game, is getting remastered along with the DLC they made for it. So, for those Life is Strange fans out there, yes, you watching right now, there's going to be a remaster. They also went into a deep dive of the new Life is Strange game that's coming out. This one actually does look interesting. You know, I wasn't the biggest fan of the first game. I thought it was like all right, but I think like they're doing some pretty all right stuff with this one. Like, I don't know if I'd buy it, but it's like, you know what, it looks pretty cool. It might be a PS Plus game one of these days, or if it's on a good sale, I might get it. Then they ended off with Final Fantasy Origins. So it looks like it's going to be a retelling of Final Fantasy 1. But it looks sick. It's Square Enix, Team Ninja. I'm just like, oh, I already know this gameplay is going to be great. And the gameplay looked dope too. It's like I'm there. Tetsuya Nomura is doing the character design, so I know the designs are going to be on point. So I'm like, yes, give me this game. I want this. I want this right now. Oh yeah, and demo available soon. Yeah, Final Fantasy Origins, Strangers of Paradise. A bold new vision for Final Fantasy coming in 2022. Demo available soon on PS5. So it's like, I gotta get the 5. I don't know what I'm doing. And that was the event. It really short. Honestly, I'd probably give it a C. It wasn't the strongest E3 one this year. The one from a few years ago was pretty good. The one where they showed off a good amount of Final Fantasy VII gameplay. They announced the 8 remaster and all that. My camera died, so you're gonna just see a freeze frame. Actually, what did it freeze on? Yeah, it froze on that. But yeah, you know, this wasn't Square's strongest. There's some good stuff. I liked Guardians. I think Final Fantasy the Pixel remasters looks gonna be pretty cool. Final Fantasy Origins probably the strongest thing they showed. That looks great. I can't wait for that. And yeah, that was about it. You know, I do know Square's got a lot of stuff in the works. You know, Final Fantasy VII Remake. We aren't gonna see part 2 for like another 2-3 years or so. But I know that's in the works. Kingdom Hearts stuff is happening in the background. And we still got Final Fantasy 16. So I'm fine. I didn't expect 16 because, you know, they're probably saving it for when it's fully done to bring that out. So, yeah, you know. Alright, well, I'm going to end it here for the Square recap review on this one. Like I said, C or so. Like, middle of the road show. Wasn't great. Wasn't awful. Just like, there's some good stuff, but nothing that like to write home about. So, yeah, I'm going to end it here with this stupid expression on my face that it froze on. Yeah. And Final Fantasy VI, still, soundtrack still hits, still great, still great.